everyone, it's Natasha Toddy Weston, entrepreneur, content creator, and 3 times best-selling author. Let's scratch the titles. I'm just the girl next door. If you follow me on social media, you know I'm all about being an open book, bringing current events from the real world and my world to the table to give my sisters from other misters insight, wisdom, and real talk about life, business, and all that other ish. The reason I created Table Talk with Toddy is because I spent the last decade mostly online talking to people, more specifically millennial women all around the world, about the ups and downs that come with building a brand, being a mom, and having a personal life. And what I eventually realized was that we all have many of the same questions, curiosities, and challenges. So here we are. On the Table Talk with Toddy podcast, we'll laugh, we'll cry, and I'm pretty sure we'll be pouring it up together on many occasions. It's about time that you got a relatable, unapologetic view on life as a creative living in the 21st century. On this show, you'll hear from some of my close friends, family, and guests that I've learned a thing or two from over the last decade. Get ready for some ahas, mm-hms, and yes, girls, because at this table, nothing, and I mean nothing, is off limits. Be sure to subscribe to the Table Talk with Toddy podcast right now on Apple Podcasts, and don't forget to leave a rating and review. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Table Talk with Toddy podcast. I am your host, Natasha Toddy Weston, and welcome to another episode. I am so excited about this episode. What are we, 70? This is 78. Yes, episode 78, our first episode of 2021. So happy New Year to all of you out there. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss any of these upcoming uploads. You guys, 2021 is about to be like on next level, like period. And so if you are a newbie here, welcome to the show. We are now streaming on YouTube. We are streaming on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeart. We in the building. All right. So today's episode is going to be short and sweet. I wanted to come on and talk about one of the most talked about social media apps on the market today, and that is Clubhouse. So if Clubhouse is a place where you've been hanging out, if you've been like scrolling those hallways, if you've been moderating rooms, or if you just got on the app and you're trying to figure out how to use it for your business, and particularly how to generate some income from it, then I want you to keep listening. I want you to share this episode with a friend. Go ahead and hit that share button. Don't be stingy because today's information is going to be amazing. So quick introduction, because I know that we have a lot of new listeners, a lot of new subscribers on YouTube. I'm Natasha Toddy Weston. I am a digital content strategist. I help career-based women of color to create content, to translate their stories into content and all that good stuff. I am also the CEO of Todspot Media, which is a creative content and digital marketing agency. We are currently based out of the Summerville, South Carolina area, soon to be Dallas, Texas. So if you want more information about me, my story, and all that good stuff, don't forget to hit the link in the description and visit natashaweston.com for all the tea. All right. So again, Happy New Year. Let's go ahead and dive right in. No need to waste any time here. What is Clubhouse? So Clubhouse is one of the newest social media apps on the block. I'm sure even if you're not on the app, that you've heard about the app. It is currently still in beta as of today, and it is invite only. It is essentially a drop-in audio chat where you can talk to others in virtual rooms that are typically hosted by industry leaders, experts, brands, and regular people. In some cases, unfortunately. I am hoping that Clubhouse does not turn into Facebook from the perspective of, do you guys remember when Facebook first launched, how you had to have a college email address? So it was really exclusive in that sense. And then when they took that little feature away, everybody and their mama was on Facebook. And so I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like the app is going to lose a little bit of its value if that were to happen. I'm not sure what direction it's headed in. That's yet to be determined, obviously. So today I want to talk to you about how to find, or should I say attract, customers and clients on Clubhouse. And I know this episode is probably going to do really well just because everybody is trying to figure out how to make sense of spending hours upon hours in this app because it's so easy to do. I actually had to turn my notifications off, and I have to allocate designated time to go on the app because it's literally like if you go in a room, you will get sucked in there for hours. I've literally seen people create rooms on all types of topics, from self-care, from meditation, from how to build a 6 or 7 figure business. I have been in rooms with the Shark Damon, Lewis Howes, Grant Cardone as of the other day, my biz besties, Candace and Misha. Like, it's just so much value in Clubhouse. But I'm one of those people where I need to be able to see where the conversion is happening. And Clubhouse is really good for several reasons, but today I want to share with you what my experience has been on the app as it pertains to how I am gaining new clients and new people in my tribe through the app. So I'm going to cover 3 points with you. Go ahead and grab a pen and a paper. This is going to be really quick, really straight to the point. I want to try and not go off on too many tangents. Again, before we move forward, don't forget to share your biggest takeaways from today's episode. I'm all over social media. All of my information is down in the description box. And also, I want to start shouting y'all out on YouTube and on the actual audio version of the episode. So make sure y'all, holla at your girl because I want to show y'all some love. All right, so let's talk about it. There are 3 things that you should be doing in order to attract and find, I'd like to use the word attract, customers and clients on Clubhouse. 3 things. I want to go over 3 key things that you should be doing. And of course, y'all know I like to give real life examples and things like that. So that's the gem here. The first thing that you should be doing on Clubhouse, especially because it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week type of deal. Once you jump in, it's hard to jump out. So you're going to have to align your activity. Hear me on this. You're going to have to align your activity. This means align your activity by going into rooms that are in alignment with your niche and or where your ideal customer or client would be hanging out at. So if you are a makeup artist, you might want to hop in rooms with beauty influencers. You might want to hop in rooms where female singers or artists are hanging out at, right? These are all rooms where your target client or customer would be hanging out at. If you are a photographer for women of color, you really want to hop in those rooms where you have primarily African American influencers, entrepreneurs, coaches, authors. You want to go and scope out the room and see who's in there. And how you do this on Clubhouse is you hop in a room and you click on profiles. You read the profiles and you see, is this my target customer or client? That's like just one easy strategy. So you want to align your activity. This is going to help you to get on there, get what you need, get some results, and keep it moving, right? I think I talked about in a previous episode, maybe 1 or 2 back, how it's so easy to overconsume. And I was really talking about Clubhouse because it's so much value. There's so many experts. There's so much really good information on there. If you're not careful, you'll just find yourself consuming and not actually doing anything or getting any conversions from being on the app. So the first way to attract clients is to align your activity. That is the key to winning on Clubhouse. If you hear nothing else that I say today, please understand that if you do not align your activity on Clubhouse, you're going to be wasting your time. You're not going to see any type of monetary value come out of being on there. And I don't know about y'all, but in this instance, time is money. I don't just want to be sitting anywhere on any app for that matter and not figuring out how to build my audience, build my brand, or make money, aka monetize. So first thing is first, align your activity. And to that point, before we move into the second thing, I know that with Clubhouse, it seems like you have to be there to host a room or be on the stage, or you have to ask a question all the time. There is value in just sitting back and only speaking on stages where it's going to benefit your end goal, right? I'm always talking about playing for the long game, right? You learn a lot more when you're listening. And that brings me to the second thing you need to do to attract your customers and clients on Clubhouse. And that is simply to listen. I know I'm not going to get a lot of hoorahs for that one, but that is the best, most valuable way to attract your customers and clients. Why? Because when you're listening, you get to hear what they're complaining about. You get to hear what their questions are. You get to hear what questions they're asking the host and moderators that maybe they can't answer that you specialize in. You won't hear that if you're the one doing all the talking. And so listen to the people who are on the stage expressing that they need help in a specific area, that your products or services solve a problem for. And while they're on the stage speaking or expressing their problems, and you identify, my program would help her. My product would help her. I have a service that'll solve all her problems. What you do is you click on their profile, you click on their Instagram or their Twitter. I typically go to Instagram first, and I slide in those DMs. Period. Let me tell y'all, it works like magic. For example, I was on Clubhouse last week, and there was a young lady who, I don't remember the topic of the room. I guess I should have wrote it down. She was expressing how she has an entire team. She has a manager. She has a social media manager. She's got all of the types of people that someone would assume they would need on their team. But she said out of her own mouth that they all suck at content. Those were her exact words. She said, I have a team, but they all suck at content. And I feel like even though everybody was muted in the room, it was like hundreds of people in there, everybody got quiet. So what I did was I clicked on her bio, on her profile, and I went to her Instagram page, and I simply just slid in her DMs. I said, hey, I introduced myself, and I told her that I heard her concerns and questions on Clubhouse. And then I said, here's how I can help you. I introduced myself, and within an hour, she booked a consultation. Now she is a new 2021 client. Do y'all see how that works? So I first aligned my activity. I went in a room where there would be hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of potential clients in the room, right? If you're in a room about content or, getting more visibility or storytelling, that's the room I need to be in. If you are a coach and you have a room full of other coaches who are probably trying to figure out how to get more visibility, how to create more content, that's the room I need to be in. So I'm always looking and searching and trying to align my activity. Another example on aligning activity, and then we'll move on. I found in the last 4 to 5 months, 90% of my clientele are career-based women. These are nurses. These are women who are working really high corporate jobs, or they have really good careers, but they also have businesses. They also have brands that they're trying to build. So the one thing that they lack is time. Another thing they lack is the creativity to know what types of content, when to post, what things are trending, what types of content are trending. And they hired me to do it for them. And so because I know that a lot of my clients right now are nurses, guess where I'm hanging out at? In a lot of the nurse rooms on Clubhouse. See how that works? Why? Because now I hear their concerns. I can now pinpoint everything they're missing and align my products and services with those problems. And so align your activity is critical. If you're in the wrong rooms, you're not going to get the right people. If you're in the wrong rooms, you're not going to get the right people. This is probably the most important thing that I'm telling you today. Align your activity and then get in those rooms and listen. And then, of course, if you feel like there's a way that you can raise your hand and share some value, that's another way to draw a whole bunch of people in. Because what could have also happened in that scenario I just shared is I could have raised my hand. I could have offered that young lady on the stage advice in real time. And then everybody else in that room that was listening that had the same or a similar problem would have found me, followed me, and probably booked a consultation. And I have done that in instances before. I think in this case, it was thousands of people in the room, and I just was kind of in and out. I wasn't super engaged at the moment. I just happened to pop in at the right time. So that's another way that it can work. If you have solid advice, or if you are in a room and you're listening and you've been listening for about 30 to 45 minutes or so, and you hear the same type of question and you have a solution, then you best believe you raise your hand and you offer some type of tip, because usually when one person has a question, there are 10 other people that have the same question. So that's kind of like killing two birds with one stone in a sense. So again, let's do a quick recap. The first thing you need to do to attract customers and clients on Clubhouse is to align your activity. The second thing you need to do is to listen. And the third thing you need to do is to follow up. I don't know how many of you have heard this saying that there is fortune in the follow-up, but it is absolutely true. I don't care if it's Clubhouse. I don't care if it's Facebook. I don't care if it's a webinar. I don't care what it is. You need to be following up, because the reality is when you first reach out to someone or slide in someone's DM, most people are going to respond, but they may not act right away. And so you need to make sure that if they are a really good lead, if they're someone who fits your products and services or your business profile really really well, you need to jot their name down or put them in your CRM if you can, and follow up with them. And even if it's a free product or an intro product at first, follow up with them. Start to build a relationship with them. Let them know that you actually care about the problem that they're having. And 9 times out of 10, you will start to stick out in their minds when they're actually ready to make an investment, when they're actually ready mentally to proceed with whatever it is that you are offering them in the first place. And so those are the 3 things. And I wanted to keep it straight to the point because it's really easy. It just is going to require you to do the work. Align your activity, guys. Don't be in these rooms all day, every day with no purpose, no plan in mind. Don't do more talking than you're doing listening, because I'm telling you, if you spend a whole day, if you dedicate a day to Clubhouse and you just hop in rooms and listen to problems, you'll have so many customers and clients, but you have to listen, right? Don't be so eager to be hosting rooms and things like that. And it's funny that I'm mentioning that part, is because I've co-hosted a couple of rooms. I've been asked to come on stage when people see me in certain rooms. And this week I'm actually hosting my first room. But I've been on Clubhouse since October, you guys. It's now January. You do the math. I wasn't eager to get on there and do all the hosting and all of that, which works for some people. But my goal in the beginning was to listen so that I could find problems and provide solutions. That was literally my main goal. And I had friends and stuff like, you need to get on Clubhouse. You need to get on Clubhouse. You need to get on stage. You need to host a room. And I had to keep focused on what my plan was. And now that that part of my plan has worked, now it's time for me to get on the stage and really pour into the Clubhouse community. So align your activity, listen, and follow up. All right, guys, that is it for today's episode. Probably one of the shortest ever, but I hope you guys took some gems from it. Don't forget to follow me on Clubhouse at Official Toddy, or just type my first and last name in. I'll be sure to leave the information down in the description box. And a quick takeaway before we leave is, it's not about where you're hanging out online. It's about how you're hanging out online. In all things that you do, have a strategy. All right. So don't forget to follow me on Clubhouse. Let's connect. And I have a surprise for you guys. I just released a brand new ebook called The Content Playbook. I share with you 30 plus creative experiences that you can create content around for your social media, no matter what industry you are in. And drum roll, please. It's a free ebook, so you don't have to pay anything for it. All you have to do is click on the link in the description, go to natashaweston.com, download your free copy. I break down what content is. I break down what the content creation process is supposed to look like. And I break down how my brain processes from the time I create content and what the end goal should be. So it's a lot of gems, a lot of value in there. And I also give you a lot of ideas on how to create content on Clubhouse. So it's a lot of gems in there, y'all. It's very relevant. It's very timely. We've already gotten tons of downloads, people talking about it. So I'm really excited about it. So if you want to get more ideas, or if you're at a rut on how to leverage Clubhouse as far as content is concerned, go ahead and download the content playbook and then holla at me on social media and let me know that you received it. All right, you guys, don't forget to thumbs up this episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a review. And until the next time, I'll holla.